Did Brooks and Dunn just drop a bombshell goodbye after Ronnie's shocking health scare? Fans are scrambling for answers, but what's really going on behind the scenes might surprise you. From heartbreaking moments to an unexpected comeback plan, this story isn't what you think. Stick around, because we're diving deep into the truth. No rumors, just facts. The night of April 3, 2025, at Indianapolis's Gainbridge Fieldhouse, was buzzing with an electric mix of excitement and nostalgia. Fans filled every seat, ready to be swept away by the timeless country tunes of Brooks and Dunn. The air was thick with anticipation for those familiar melodies that have soundtracked so many memories. The boots tapping, the crowd singing along, and that unmistakable energy that only Brooks and Dunn can deliver. But as the evening unfolded, something subtle yet unsettling began to ripple through the atmosphere. What started as a vibrant celebration slowly took a more somber turn, catching everyone off guard. It was during the encore that the moment happened, the one that's since echoed across social media, leaving fans both stunned and heartbroken. As the band launched into Boot Scootin' Boogie, a song that's basically synonymous with the spirit of country dancing, the crowd was on fire, singing with all their hearts. Then, quite suddenly, Ronnie Dunn stepped away from the microphone and encouraged the fans, "Sing it if you know it." At first it seemed like a playful invite, a chance for the audience to take center stage. But then his gestures told a different story. A quiet sign of farewell as he signaled to Kix Brooks and tapped his chest, his expression heavy with unspoken emotion. Without fanfare, Ronnie quietly left the stage, leaving the crowd in stunned silence, his departure mid-song a poignant farewell no one expected. Could this be the curtain call for one of country music's most iconic duos? The questions swirled fast and fierce. Is this really the end of Brooks and Dunn? What deeper struggles might Ronnie be facing behind the scenes? The silence that followed was deafening, but what Ronnie shared in his final message to fans was nothing short of profound. A truth that stops you cold and demands your attention. Stick with this story because what's coming isn't just another celebrity update. It's a window into courage, resilience, and the human side of stardom. If you were watching closely that night, you might have noticed the subtle cracks appearing well before the finale. During earlier songs like Rock My World, Little Country Girl, Ronnie wasn't his usual commanding self. At one point he even sat down on the stage risers, something unheard of for a performer known for owning every inch of the spotlight. He appeared exhausted, drained in a way that goes beyond simple tiredness. Fans watching live and online noticed his voice faltering, especially on the high notes that usually come with effortless power. Comments poured in, describing him as winded and struggling to catch his breath, making it clear that something was seriously wrong. Despite Ronnie's struggle, the show pressed on. Kix Brooks, ever the consummate professional, held the stage and carried the music forward, never missing a beat. The pressure must have been immense, but Kix's dedication shone through as he picked up the pieces and pushed the performance to the finish line. Decades of partnership forged in fire had created a bond strong enough to withstand this moment of vulnerability. And yet fans couldn't help but wonder, what's really going on here? The speculation ramped up overnight. Was Ronnie's health failing? Was this the beginning of the end for Brooks and Dunn? The concern ran deeper than just the music. It was about the man whose voice had become a soundtrack to so many lives. When their team finally issued a statement, it brought some relief, but also left space for more questions. They confirmed Ronnie had been unwell but assured that the concert had gone ahead as planned. Yet anyone who witnessed that performance knew it was more than a simple illness. The fatigue, the breathing difficulties, those are signs that point to something heavier than a cold. And while Ronnie's determination to perform despite his condition was admirable, it left fans grappling with a mix of awe and sorrow. The image of one of their heroes quietly stepping back mid-song felt deeply human and painfully real. Watching Ronnie that night was like seeing a tough cowboy admit he needed to step aside for a moment, waving goodbye with quiet dignity. It's a scene that hits differently when you realize that even legends have limits. The music didn't stop. It carried on through kicks and the loyal crowd that understood. Sometimes, the most powerful acts of bravery come not from belting out the last note, but from knowing when to take a bow. The night closed on a bittersweet note, blending respect, loyalty, and raw honesty. A perfect reflection of the heart and soul at the core of country music itself. Behind the scenes, Ronnie's recent health struggles have been nothing short of a storm. At 71, he's faced a relentless series of challenges that would test even the strongest among us. Earlier that year, he was hit with a brutal double illness, battling both COVID-19 and strep throat simultaneously. It wasn't just a mild setback. Ronnie had to completely rest his voice for nearly 2 weeks. For a singer whose life revolves around his voice, that kind of silence must have been unbearable. His doctors prescribed antibiotics and steroids to fight the infection and inflammation, but the damage to his lungs lingered well into late March. In a candid interview, Ronnie admitted, "I'm still fighting some respiratory issues from COVID," a statement weighted with frustration and a longing to return to full strength. Adding to his trials, Ronnie had undergone major knee replacement surgery just months prior, in December 2024. If that wasn't enough, he suffered a serious injury while skiing at his Colorado vacation home, tearing his ACL on ice. An injury like that requires surgery and an intense rehabilitation process, making even basic movement a challenge. Yet true to his old-school, determined spirit, Ronnie pushed through, performing on tour while still in recovery. Fans noticed him favoring his right leg, using stage risers for support, showing the grit it took to keep the music alive despite the pain. His commitment was unmistakable, a testament to a man who's never been one to quit, even when the odds are stacked against him. But the complexity of Ronnie's condition is more than just physical injuries and infections. It's the cumulative weight of everything. The toll on his body, the emotional strain, and the inevitable reality of aging in the spotlight. This night in Indianapolis wasn't just another concert. It was a moment where vulnerability met legacy. And while fans hold their breath, hoping for good news, they also prepare for the possibility that this chapter might be closing. As we follow this story, it's clear that behind every legendary career lies a very human story, one filled with triumphs, setbacks, and the unyielding spirit that keeps artists moving forward. What happens next for Brooks and Dunn is still unfolding, but one thing is certain: their impact on country music is eternal, and the grace with which they face this challenge only adds to their enduring legacy. All those health struggles have undeniably left their imprint on Ronnie's once powerful voice. If you're familiar with his sound, you know it's something special, deep, rich, and instantly recognizable. But lately, fans and experts alike have been noticing changes. Vocal coaches say his breathing isn't what it used to be, and holding those soaring, long notes has become a real challenge. Imagine building an entire career around a voice, only to feel it slipping just a bit. It's hard to watch. To adapt, Ronnie's been rearranging songs, shifting melodies, making them easier to hit. Behind the scenes, sound engineers tweak the live audio so he doesn't have to strain as much. It's a subtle but telling sign of how much things have changed. If you caught any recent performances, whether live or online, you might have sensed it. Songs like Neon Moon or My Maria, once effortless showcases for Ronnie's talent, now show traces of strain. It's like watching a champion fighter nurse a bruise but still stepping into the ring. And honestly, can anyone blame him? He's battled COVID, endured strep throat, and even had knee surgery in a short span. That would wear down anyone, no matter their age. The question on everyone's lips is unavoidable. Is Ronnie Dunn facing something more serious? And what does it mean for the future of Brooks and Dunn? Industry insiders are already buzzing, speculating whether these back-to-back health hits signal a shift. Is Ronnie thinking about slowing down? Maybe even stepping away? It's a natural thought. How long can a performer keep pushing when the body is sending clear warning signs? But here's what truly stands out. Ronnie hasn't made a spectacle of his challenges. No public drama, no calls for pity. Instead, he's quietly showing up, giving his all, and honoring the fans who have stood by him through decades. That kind of resilience? It's quietly inspiring. Even when his body whispers for rest, he's determined to be present for the people who've loved his music for so long. Ronnie has always been the strong, silent type. So when news of his health struggles broke, it shook fans to their core. Could this be the reason Brooks and Dunn might be stepping away from the stage for good? And how are fans responding? If you think you've heard it all, wait until you discover what's really unfolding behind the curtain. Stick with me. The story goes much deeper than the headlines suggest. Right after Ronnie's unexpected exit during the Indianapolis show, the country music world seemed to hold its breath. The moment was abrupt. 1 minute he was performing with his signature passion, the next, signaling to the band that something wasn't right, and quietly stepping off stage. In today's fast-moving digital age, that scene spread like wildfire. Fans everywhere were caught off guard, instantly concerned. And who wouldn't be? Ronnie Dunn isn't just another name in country music. His voice has been the soundtrack for countless road trips, heartbreaks, celebrations, and quiet evenings. The outpouring of love on social media wasn't what you might expect. No scandal, no rumors. Instead, it was a heartfelt surge of support. Brooks and Dunn's Instagram became less of a promotional page and more like a virtual circle of care. Comment after comment sent warm wishes, sending healing vibes your way. Hope Ronnie feels better soon. Words that carried genuine warmth, not just casual sympathy. Some messages went even deeper, stopping you mid-scroll. One fan wrote, "Praying for you, Ronnie. Get well soon," while another packed enthusiasm and hope into their words, "Feel better, Ronnie," with enough exclamation marks and emojis to fill a novel. It was clear, this wasn't just about a missed performance. It was a moment where people connected with the man behind the music. Ronnie Dunn isn't just a performer to them, he feels like family. His songs have been part of their lives for so long that when something goes wrong, it cuts deep. What made it even more poignant were the subtle gestures. Ronnie tapping his chest, offering a small wave, leaving the stage with a quiet dignity that spoke volumes. It was almost as if he didn't want to cause alarm, yet that gentle exit only heightened the concern. Another clip showed him earlier in the show, sitting on the edge of the stage, visibly uncomfortable. His body language told the story his voice could no longer hide. TikTok quickly transformed into an impromptu support network, with hashtags like #PrayForRonnie, #Brooks and Dunn Forever, and #Ronnie Strong trending as fans shared encouragement and theories. But amidst all the worry, there were hopeful updates. Some fans reported Ronnie's impressive performance the very next night in Peoria, reminding everyone he was far from done. That single reassurance helped calm a rising tide of panic, proving how powerful a little good news can be. People were clinging to any sign that their beloved artist was on the road to recovery. Still, speculation persisted. Questions flew around. Is this the end of Brooks and Dunn? Is Ronnie saying goodbye to the stage? Some went so far as to assume the worst, but beneath it all was a genuine concern for someone who has been a part of so many lives. Ronnie Dunn is more than just a musician. He's a presence that has touched hearts for decades. When even a small crack appears in that presence, it reverberates deeply. Fans couldn't help but notice something was different. Ronnie's energy seemed off. His voice wasn't hitting those signature high notes like usual. And then suddenly, he stepped off the stage. Naturally, the internet buzzed with worry. When someone like Ronnie, who's been rock solid for decades, takes an unexpected break, how could fans not fear the worst? But thankfully, relief came faster than anyone expected. Their publicist swiftly released a statement that cut through the swirling rumors, bringing much-needed calm. Ronnie had been resting due to a respiratory issue, nothing life-threatening. Can you feel that collective exhale from fans everywhere? It was like a cloud lifting. The statement was clear. With proper rest and treatment, Ronnie's on the road to recovery, and doctors are pleased with his progress. The man himself is feeling better, though he's still in healing mode. But let's be clear, this isn't a dramatic farewell. We often forget that these icons are human too. After grinding non-stop for nearly 40 years, yes, 40 years, that's a lifetime's work in the music industry. It's incredible they're still out there giving it their all. And here's the best news. The Reboot 2 tour is not going anywhere. Fans across North America can breathe easy because there are no cancellations, no drama, just some smart adjustments to keep the show running smoothly. The tour is scheduled to roll through November 2025, an incredible feat that keeps the excitement alive for everyone who's been waiting to catch their live magic. Imagine the heartbreak if the tour got canceled. Thankfully, that's not the case. Brooks and Dunn aren't the type to let a minor setback slow them down. They've weathered storms far bigger than this. What we're seeing now is simply a pause, a moment to catch their breath before the music kicks back in full force. Behind the scenes, the duo has been making thoughtful changes to support Ronnie's health without compromising the fans' experience. Some set lists have been shortened slightly, not enough to lose your favorite tunes, but enough to give Ronnie those crucial breaks. Extra backup vocalists have joined the stage, adding rich harmonies that elevate the performance. And staging changes ensure Ronnie has more time to recover between high-energy songs. These subtle shifts show how much they care, not just about the music, but about each other. Isn't that the kind of connection we all hope to find in life? What really stands out is their honesty and transparency. Instead of hiding or pretending everything is perfect, they openly addressed the situation, took care of Ronnie, reassured fans, and kept the tour moving forward. This isn't just professionalism, it's heart. Their legacy isn't just about chart-topping hits and sold-out arenas. It's about resilience, honesty, and a deep love for their craft. That's the magic that cements their status as legends. So if you were worried this might be their final bow, you can relax. Ronnie's healing, the tour is alive and kicking, and those iconic boots? They're ready to keep walking, guitars blazing under the spotlight. Ronnie Dunn, in particular, has been at the center of recent whispers about his health. Fans asked, "Is Ronnie okay?" And the answer is yes, though he's facing some challenges. The real heartbreak is knowing he's been pushing through, performing night after night when most would have taken a step back. Someone close to the duo even shared, "Ronnie just needs to pace himself." That's no surprise. Performing in your 70s, after decades on stage, is no small feat. Yet despite all this, Brooks and Dunn aren't ready to quit. Those rumors about a farewell tour? Baseless. Maybe people misread a slower pace or the incident in Indianapolis and jumped to conclusions. That moment was a wake-up call, a reminder that the bright lights and roaring crowds take a toll. But neither Ronnie nor Kix wants to say goodbye just yet. They're just getting smarter about managing their energy and health. Less burnout, more balance. Ronnie's journey from early breakout hits to the present-day veteran underscores resilience, not just on stage, but in managing the business of being a star. The lessons here? Prioritize health, diversify income streams, protect your assets, and never lose sight of your passion. It's a blueprint that has kept him thriving through decades of change. As this chapter of their story unfolds, Brooks and Dunn remind us all that true legends don't fade, they evolve. If you enjoyed diving into the lives behind the legends, Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And to catch more stories like this, hit the next video popping up on your screen.